Performance Matters Benchmark Assessment Creation. In this video, I'm going to run through how to make a benchmark or actually any kind of assessment in our Performance Matters system. First thing you want to do is log into your Performance Matters dashboard and go to the top left section and select Tests. You will see there will be a drop-down menu, and in this situation we're going to create a new test. The next thing we want to do is edit that test properties. You want to give it a name. So if this is for a benchmark for our school district, we're going to follow this standard protocol: CMSD, subject area, grade level, benchmark, and the benchmark name for that particular test, or you can say benchmark 1, 2, 3 if it's a particular grade level. The assessment category, there's a drop-down menu here. We're going to choose benchmark assessment. Again, if you're creating just any kind of general assessment, you could choose the type you are creating. The type of assessment, if it's math, reading, science, etc., select that reading category here. Grade level, and if this is a benchmark assessment for the school district, we are going to select the CM standard proficiency band under this drop-down menu. If it's your own assessment for general purposes, then you can create your own assessment band, but for our benchmarks in the school district, we are sticking with the standard assessment band here. 90 to 100 is advanced, 70 to 89% proficient, 60 to 69% basic, and below 60% below basic. Next to properties, you want to select the administration tab. A couple items here, you want to drop down to when you want this benchmark to be available. So in this situation, I chose May 19th, 2022 to June 19th, 2022. The next couple areas, this OLA is online assessment. If you want to be able to give this test online through Schoology, select this function. Or if you plan to give this test through scan sheets, bubble sheets, select this function. If you're giving an online assessment, you can have a number of different options under this menu as far as how you want to deliver that particular online assessment. Again, you want to make sure you select the date in which you want it to open up. Later on, I'll show you how to select some tools for that online assessment: highlighter, calculator, so on and so forth. After you have chosen your properties and your administration items, the next item you want to go to is to the far right corner. You'll see an answer key only. You want to turn on the answer key only. It's off, toggle it to on. You will get this reload confirmation message. You'll hit reload. Next, you'll select how many items on the test you would like this particular benchmark. If you change your mind, you can always change it after the next screen, but for this example, there will be 27 items. 26 will be multiple choice. The last item I'm going to change to an extended response, and I'll show you how to do that. So once you do that, this screen opens up. You can see question number 1 going across is a weight of 1. It's a multiple choice question. If I change my mind, I could change it. I have a variety of options there. The answer set will be A, B, C, D. Again, you have options to change that. In this particular benchmark, question 1, the correct answer is C, so I want to select that. And finally, to the right is a standards alignment. So which standard or standards align with this particular question. Now, our Pennsylvania standards are already uploaded into Performance Tracker. So once you start typing that standard, and again, for this particular example, you can skip the PA because we're working in Pennsylvania. If I start typing in CCLA 1.3.7F, it will pop up, and I'll select that as the standard. I could select multiple standards per line if it aligns to a particular question. Dropping down to my last question, question number 27, I changed that to an extended response question. Okay. Now, this is an open-ended response. It needs graded by the teacher after the students have entered in their answers for the other questions. And you can see this open-ended response has multiple standards assigned to it. If you look, there's an hourglass. You could select that, or a magnifying glass. And at that point, you want to either create your own rubric, enter your own rubric, or there are a number of standard rubrics in the system. I chose a 10-point rubric for this extended response. And you can see the rubric right here. So as the teachers go through, they could just select the response based on how the students answered that question. You will see that the area to the left under the performance band preview will populate to a point value for the benchmark. I have a total of 27 questions, 26 multiple choice worth 1 point, and the 27th question, that open-ended question, worth 10 points for a total of 36 points. One of the last things we want to do is go then over towards the middle of the page and hit test format. Under the test format, there are some options here. Again, you can go to those tools. So if it's an online assessment and you want the students to have a highlighter, the eliminator tool. If it's a math test, you want to have a calculator, a graphing calculator on the actual test itself when they're pointing up on their PC or Chromebook. You have the line focus tool, a text-to-speech option as well. You could select those items. But one thing I want to draw your attention to is the reference sheet or test booklet for the answer key only test. Since we're doing the answer key only test format, we want to make sure we upload the PDF version, has to be PDF version of the test questions for this particular exam. So you will select upload file, upload file, identify the PDF file for that test to upload it to the system. Once you do that, you can see this is a POGI benchmark that is now uploaded to this particular exam. That's the final step. So if you want to check your work, you can check out the online preview if you want to look at the online version of this exam, which we'll look at next. Hit start, and you can see this is what the online version of the exam looks like. This is the PDF that was uploaded. So students will go question by question. They'll read the question on the left, answer on the right, and then hit next. If I want to see what the scan sheet preview or the bubble sheet preview looks like, I can select that, and it will show me the PDF or version of the exam. I print those, hand those out, and turn those into the office to scan into the machine to upload into Performance Matters. And that's just a quick preview of how to create your own benchmarks in our new Performance Matters.